Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a video that many of you wanted, Q&A with Glendon Cameron. I'm going to answer a few questions that I get all the time because I love how this works. When I get a certain question over and over again, I do a video, so when I get it again, I can just copy and paste without going through a 2 or 3 paragraph response. So, from the top, number 1, Glendon, why are you out the business? I became ill, something called maybe chronic fatigue syndrome. I don't know, still have periods with that. My partner was diagnosed with cancer. We couldn't run the business. That's why I'm out the business. During the recovery, I started writing a lifelong passion, something I wanted to do for, this was the third go round and it worked out and that's what I'm doing. And on that, let me really talk to you about something. Let me let you know something. If I had not became ill, if my partner wasn't diagnosed with cancer and she passed, this YouTube channel would not exist. None of the books would exist because this is just my opinion. Just my opinion. I don't believe that you can be in the business and selling informational products about the business and be 100% honest. Can you write a book? Sure. Are you going to give all of your best secrets to your competition? No, you're not. It doesn't make any sense. And when I was recovering, I said, if I write this book, the chances of me getting back in the business are going to be pretty slim. And that was just a reality. We have to be honest about these things. There's one of the immutable laws of nature is only one thing can occupy one space at one time, unless you want to get into quantum physics or some other stuff. But on this level, on this plane, that's the deal. So I knew going in, there was a good chance. Then the TV shows came calling, had a chance to be on a reality television show. It did not work out. Then I actually consulted on a few projects. But that's the deal with that. If anyone's telling you, hey, I'm in the business, but I'm going to give you my best secrets, I would be a little suspect of that. Just really, really suspect. Number 2, hustler mindset. I want a preview. Hey, do I have to pay? Can I get a little sample? Can I get a free trial? No! Was that loud? Was that clear? No. If you want a sample, you want a preview, I got you. I got you like you've never been got before. Do this. Go, you're watching this channel. Go to Glendon Cameron. It should be right there. Click on the channel. Then there's a window that's going to open up and it'll be the channel, and then go to videos. And there's 539 videos. That's your preview. 539 videos. That's your preview. If you are not induced to join the hustler mindset after looking at those videos, many of those videos have helped people save money, make money, actually improve their lives. If you can't get it from that, there's no preview that I can create that's going to help and convince you. So let me go ahead and give you the philosophy of the hustler mindset. If you remember the movie 300, fucking awesome movie. Love the movie, love the concept. 300 men are fully immersed, fully committed to one endeavor or greater than 1,000. That is the core principle of the hustler mindset. When I created this, it was not created for any and everybody. I had no grand expectations of getting millions of views. No, it was going to be created for a few folks who actually wanted to spend the money to learn how to improve their lives. That was the gist of it. I'm not looking for this thing to blow up. I'm not looking for 1 million people. So that's the deal. There is a hustler mindset project, kind of telling you about the project. That's pretty much the only preview that's going to be up there. I'm not going to run hustler mindset videos here on YouTube. Maybe like a 4-minute preview. If there's a video that's an hour long, I may give you 3 minutes in another video. I'm not going to tell you. You have to watch the video to see. But I love this project. The energy is awesome in there. I like the people in there. And if it stays small, I'm cool with that because you can't be all things to all people. I don't subscribe to this notion that everything should be free. No, everything can't be fucking free. And for those of you who are looking for that, I got a secret for you. Everyone's looking for secrets, right? If you're always looking for something and you never take the time to develop something, you'll never be anything. That's the secret. You have people that go from thing to thing to thing to thing, and they never invest any time, energy to anything, and they wonder why their life sucks. That's one of the reasons. But that's the deal with the hustler mindset. What happened to the storage auction stories? You know, I've been waiting and you haven't done any one. I really appreciate Craigslist, crazy Craigslist stories, but where are the storage auction stories? Got you again. They're coming, but I have a different format. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. I actually deleted all of my, Storage Wars, Auction Hunter. I deleted all of them off my DVR because I got really sick and tired of like throwing stuff at the television. Because before I deleted it, I saw one. They were in Hawaii. This was Auction Hunters. And they got a unit full of hydroponic equipment. And I'm just sitting there like, that's one of my stories from my blog. They're the worst. They are the absolute worst. And I'm sick and tired of seeing my shit somewhere else. And the thing is, it's pretty much a challenge. It's like, hey, yeah, you can come after us, but you're going to have to spend all this money. And really, I made the decision. It's not fiscally worth it. From a standpoint of personal satisfaction, it would be great. But you have to be smart about these things. Like I tell you, I looked at it, talked to my attorney. From a statistical point, from a metric of money, it's just not worth it. And I really didn't like that. I really wanted to just like bring hell, but you got to pick and choose your battles. So in that vein, I decided to take down the blog. Blog's taken down, all the stories are gone, and put those stories in a book, which is some of those stories are in the Porn Is Always in the DVD player. There will be a few more of those books because there are many, many more stories. So I took down the blog. And I'm creating a process that protects me and my intellectual fucking property without having to go through that. Because I'm going to give you a little thing about statutory, about IP, internet, intellectual property content laws. Okay, the way it works with copyright. The minute that I write something or do a video, it's immediately copyrighted. Bam, it's mine, whatever. But to sue someone in the way the country is set up, it has to be filed. It's $35. You can do it electronically. You have to file that story with the Copyright Office. And you have to do that before you can sue anybody. But if it gets to a point where you have to sue someone and you haven't filed the copyright before the copyright infringement happened, you cannot get statutory damages, which are quite substantial. What I'm doing is creating a system where if it happens again, I will be in line to get statutory damages, which means they probably will not do it and they would have to be complete dumbasses to do it. So that's what it is. It's like, hey, you can have what you got, but the deal is there's better, bigger, funnier, crazier stuff that I never talked about, and I'm so glad I never did. Oh, I would be ready to just get in my car and just do some stupid shit, just to be stupid stuff. But I calmed down, came up with a plan, and they're coming. There will be more storage auction stories. There's a lot more. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff I didn't talk about. I just had to figure out a way to protect myself and to keep myself from going nuts because there's some good stuff that's to come. Crazy Craigslist stories. Love them. There are actually more crazy Craigslist stories than there are storage auction stories. I pegged it, and I used to keep track. At one point, it was like 7,000 Craigslist transactions. Understand, I had a 10,000 square foot warehouse, was posting 50 to 100 ads a day on Craigslist. It was insane. So there was a lot of Craigslist stories. There's a ton of Craigslist stories. And that's why I'm leading with that, because the space, the TV, they're not doing Craigslist. I've heard Craigslist mentioned more and more on the shows, but the first 2 years they weren't talking about Craigslist. I wonder why, but now all of a sudden they are. But anyway, that's not the gist of their stories. The gist of their stories is getting a unit, getting something getting the wow factor, getting something crazy. They haven't even caught up to this yet. And at some point they probably will, but I'll be so far ahead they couldn't even see the dust. And that's the reason. So, for the foreseeable future, until I, get the stuff, get it copyright and everything, bam, you're going to be with crazy Craigslist stories, because these stories are crazy, they're unique, and they're freaking just dangerous. I mean, some of this stuff, I have to just kind of scratch my own head, like, how the hell did you get into that type of situation? But maybe I'm not as risk adverse as I should be. As for, the boot camps, Okay, there's one more there's a few more boot camps that are in process. They're going to kick off this week, and once they're done, I'm going to go to this format. Everything's going to go to the hustler mindset. Once you get on the inside, everything will be heavily discounted. But I'm moving there because I like the energy, and I like the fact that people are actually doing the stuff that I talk about. They're actually doing it, and if you do it, there's going to be benefit, and it's going to work, and it's going to improve your life. I want that kind of action. Let me just say something. I love YouTube. Yeah, without YouTube, I would not be where I'm at. If you've heard me, I've never complained about YouTube. I'm not about to start complaining about YouTube. Love this channel because I realized something that is really incredible. It's 100% free. In my case, I actually get paid from YouTube. It was free. It's a marketing arm, a marketing asset that is free. I just can't. I mean, when I sit back and I think about the resources and the things that they invest in this channel, and sure, is it perfect? No. Sometimes there's glitches. There's just this huge platform shift. And it's just, once again, it's still free. I don't feel the need to go around doing videos complaining about YouTube because it's the best thing going in terms of marketing. I mean, you just can't beat it. You really can't. So, YouTube, thumb ups, love it, and I will be here. And that's the deal. A lot of the stuff that goes on in the hustler mindset is never coming to YouTube because I've learned something in these going on 4 years of being online and conducting this business. That there are certain people who are going to pay for certain things. There are certain people who are not. I don't care how great it is. I don't care how much evidence they have that this works. There are some people who are like, I am cheap. I'm not paying if I can get it for free. Hence the hustler mindset. Because there's leakage. When I put up a great video here on YouTube, it leaks to other sources. And people sometimes take that information and go, I actually thought of this, and yeah, and then I get emails from people like, hey, I was at such and such forum, and this guy's acting like the thing that you put in the video is his, and I was like, you tell that sorry bastard he's a fraud. But with the hustler mindset, and I'm telling you, there's great stuff back there. We're not gonna have those problems because it's $25 a month, not a large sum of money. You spend that going out on a Saturday. You would excuse me. You would spend that going to the movies. You would spend double that if you get popcorn, a hot dog, and a soda to see 1 2-hour movie. So, to me, $25 a month for information that will help you make money. I'm not really. I actually just between you and me. Once it gets fully fleshed out, I'm gonna jack the price up to $100. Everyone that's coming in right now is what I'm gonna call founders. You come in under the founder, I haven't decided when I'm gonna do the price increase, but it's coming. And if you watch this channel, if you've been here since day one, remember that first book was $19.99, which is matriculated into a $124 book. When I say I'm gonna raise the price, I'm not like these other folks. Oh no, I'm not, or I'm just bullshitting. It will go up. It may not go up when I say it will, but it will go up. But anyway, those who come in now, $25 a month, I'm never going to raise the price. And you'll be open to all types of discounts and stuff because other stuff's coming. When we get to, we're going to do mind mapping. There's so many things that we're going to do that I don't feel like putting here on YouTube because, see, this is the thing. And I don't know this guy's name, but when I first started, it was a blog post. And like I said in the last video, how if you search the internet, there are brilliant people that may not get a lot of acclaim, they may not get a lot of love or juice, but they have great information if you're mentally in a place to recognize this great information. And he said something that changed my online life. There are people who are like, this was blogging was super high. It's like, hey, get 1 million views. It's very hard to get a lot of views. And once again, if you look at blogs, insights, and not always because there's a lot of smart people out there, but typically the people with a lot of views, big readership, followership, they've been online for quite some time. That's not something you can easily replicate. Being online for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 years. You just can't replicate that. So I read it and he said, create a product. Now I'll tell you exactly what it said. Create a product, $25, right? And if you can sell that product to 2,000 people in a year, minus your processing fees. This is a digital download product. That's $50,000 a year. And on that, I have to check myself. When I say $50,000 a year house, annual income, that's household. I'm sorry, that's not individual. Individuals like 24 to 32,000. So that guy who did 25,000 in 1 month and still counting because now it's gone up a little bit. It's at 30 now. He did in 1 month what the average person does in a year. Think about that. Storage auctions. Now let's talk about storage auctions. There are many people who are doubtful, who don't believe that you can make any money in the storage auction business. I know from experience that you can. And over these last 3 years, I've seen many, many other people do quite well. Now, what is the difference between a person who does well in the storage auction business and a person who doesn't? It's one word: expectations. That's the difference. There are people who expect to go out, spend $500, make $1,500 to $5,000 right off the rip, just because, without little analysis that most of the people in this country, what did I just give you? Average income, 24, 30, 32, 32, 20, 20 something to 32,000 a year. That's poor, okay? I'm just straight up. That's poor. 10 years ago, that was okay, but right now, that's poor when, I don't care where you are, average rent and mortgage is $500 to $700 times, that's a third or half your income if you're in the 20 to 30 range, and that could be in the hood. So, some things to think about. But back to the reason that people fail: expectations. When I got into business, I was driven by curiosity and passion, and I had an expectation to do well, but I knew I was going to have to work very hard. There's some of you, if you went through what I went through here in Georgia, and I don't want to hear the stuff about, hey, the TV shows run on. No, Georgia has one of the most competitive storage auction cliques around. There's a lot of people. People come from Florida. People come from South Carolina. People come from Tennessee. People come from Alabama, because there's so many auctions that go on here. It was rough. I went through, initiation, a trial by fire, because the thing is, there weren't as many people out there, but the people that were out there were very territorial. So I had to go through my paying the dues, so to speak. But the deal is, if you want to be really successful in this business, no, you will work very hard. This is not a business that you can, quote, automate or outsource certain things, because I'll give you an example. I bought a unit, big unit, but, one of the things that I made as a policy, even when I had my guys load and I wasn't there, I went through the unit. And usually it was only furniture. Usually I would pull out smalls, whatever I can, because you never know what the hell's going to be in boxes. You have no clue. And even if the box is taped up, you can lift it up, it can kind of crack open and something can fall out. This has happened to me, I don't know how many times. But I would always be on site, always. And this one time, dudes were moving stuff in, and we got to the middle, and I grabbed this box. And it was real funny because the box was heavy. Pop it open, it's a coin collection. No, not gold coins or silver, just a coin collection, but a very large coin collection. Wheat pennies, hay pennies, Kennedy silver. I mean, just a volume. It was the reason that I did well on it. I paid $800 for the unit, and the coin collection did $2,400. Now there was hundreds of coins, okay, and it wasn't like the coins were like $5 for this coin, $10 for this coin, $20 for this coin. I think the most expensive coin was like a $50 coin, but there was hundreds of coins, so it all added up. And then, essentially a box that could have fit in someone's car, just boop, been gone. I never would have known about it. You can't do that. You have to have someone trusted there to load units. You just have to. And it takes time to build that type of trust and relationship with somebody, because you're paying someone $10 an hour, they're struggling, their light's about to be turned off, and here's a diamond ring or a gold ring right there, and all they gotta do is grab it and put it in their pocket. I trust the man, but I don't trust his situation. That situation can make you do some things you would not normally do. Why even leave yourself open to risk like that? You just can't. But with the storage auction business, and mark my words, it's about to get better, because America's fascination with storage auctions is kind of declining. They're still interested in looking, but actually like going out, because there's so many blogs, there's so many stories like, hey, this shit's hard and you won't make any money or you're going to lose money. They're all over the net. And that's like dissuading a lot of people. For the folks who stuck with it, bam, they're finding gold coins. They're getting coins. I mean, they're starting to really get stuff because they stuck with it. Now let's talk about success. I'm always talking about success on this channel, and I got another secret for you. You must actually do some stuff before you can be something. There are many people out there who are smart, hardworking, intelligent. That's redundant, I know. But you get the gist. But the thing is, they've never done anything with it. Just, this quote by Salvador Dali. Intelligence without ambition is like a bird without wings. You got all this stuff, right? But you can't take flight because you ain't doing anything with it. And that's where a lot of people are. They're like, hey, I want to really, really be something, but I don't want to invest any energy, any effort, any time. I just click. I want to buy, I want some secrets. Or, I just want to go in there and really make this cake off and make all this money without really investing a lot. I mean, come on. I'm like special and it should happen. And it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen, because there is a proven path to success, and it's strewn with hard work, dedication, tenacity, and failure. That's it. That's the secret. As long as you keep trying and learning from your mistakes, ultimately you will be successful. What day that will be, for some people, is decades. For some people, it's weeks. For some people, it's months. But you will be putting in work. And I do get the work smart, not hard. But two, I want you to think about something. If you work smart and hard at the same time, think about what you're going to get away. Because, I've been there. You can't get away from hard work. I've been there. You're just like, there are no shortcuts. I've tried. And once I learned there were no shortcuts and accepted that and moved forward, success just started popping up all over the place. I'm telling you. So, that's the deal. But those are like some of the frequently asked questions, and, what's going on with you? And, I forgot the most important stuff. Books. Okay. There are some people who don't like ebooks. Oddly enough. You can get Storage Auctions 101, new Storage Auction Buyer's Handbook, Pimping Craigslist for Fun and Profit, and the Ultimate Garage Sale. You can get that on Kindle right now. If you want it, you can go ahead and get it. Making Money A to Z. You can only get that on Amazon, because there's 2 storage auction books on Kindle, and Kindle has a certain price point that people are comfortable with, and the book is beyond that. So Making Money A to Z, you can only get that on Amazon. And the 48, actually this should be a separate video. It'll be redundant, but I'm gonna do it anyway. 48 hours to storage auction success. You will not be able to get on Amazon. You will only be able to get it from me, and the reason is, well, I said at the beginning of the video, Amazon has a feature that's cool, but I really don't like, and it's the look inside feature. They're only supposed to show 20% of the book. I'm going to have a link in the book to the video that's an overview of the book. But if I put it on Amazon, I've been through this. There are people who've emailed me, and I've contacted Amazon, and it happens where you just go and the whole book is wide open. Anyone can just flick. And when the internet works, hey, Glendon's book, that real expensive one, yeah, it's wide open, and you can get the link for free, and people will start sharing that shit like it's bananas. I've seen it. And that's why, for the foreseeable future, it's not going to be on Amazon. At some point, it probably will be, but this year, no. You're going to have to get it from me. That's going to be the only way. The ebook is $99. The hardback, the paperback, $124. You can get that today if you want, but that's the only way. And it will include the webinar. 2-hour webinar with just an overview of the book. That'll be out later this week. And essentially that's it, because I'm tired of people riding my dick. Get off my nuts! For real. So, like I said, just, this will not stop people from doing what they've been doing, but they're going to have to spend money and work really hard, which will cut out 99.8% of that, and that's 2% that was going to do it. No matter what they're going to do it anyway. I can live with the 2%. It's just not making things easy for people, and that's the deal. So hopefully this answered some of your questions. Hopefully you are satisfied, and if not, have a cup of coffee and enjoy yourself. All right, this is Glendon. I will see you in the next video.